Okay, hello everyone. This is the E3 2019 recap. We are joined here with Katia, aka GaymerGeekGirl. We got Pro Jerod. Pro Jerod. Oh my god. That is not you at all. It's like huge controversy around him. We got Agent J, Jerod, not Pro Jerod. We would have a whole different subject matter if that was the case. We got Lisa, Jerod's girl. And you got me, Geeb. We're going to be uploading this on Jerod's channel and my channel. So if you're seeing this on my channel, go over to Agent J's. Awkward staring. If you're seeing this at Jerod's channel, come over to mine. We both have some content. So anything standing out at E3, we only got one microphone, so whoever wants to jump in, raise their hand. Okay, so the things that jumped out on me, first that comes to mind is Todd Howard with Bethesda acknowledging the problems with Fallout 76. Any of you guys hear any of the controversies going around with that game?
No.
No. Okay. So it was a complete muck-up at the beginning. There was like a bunch of glitches. They said that it's supposed to run better and everything like that. Todd Howard went up there and he said, "We done goofed, and we are grateful that you guys came out and pointed out all these flaws." I was like, "That's all I wanted to hear." Hopefully they learn from this mistake and they come back from it. But yeah, we'll get more onto that. We're trying to make this nice and concise. Any other notable stuff, just coming right to mind for you guys?
Just Tuesday's thing with AMD, they partnered up with game companies like Borderlands and other ones, and other software people as well to make games look better.
Notably with the upcoming console that Xbox was going to be making, Project Scarlet. The name's probably going to change, but that's what they're calling the name in development. They don't want to lay all their cards on the table. That's absolutely right. I have some notes about this, and we'll come to them. So if there isn't anything notable, I kind of want to tell a story before I came here. Something really quick so that we don't eat up everyone's time. I went over to a store and I bought some things. I don't usually go to the store, and I'm not saying which one because it'll become apparent in a moment. So I get up to the register and they say, "Hey, would you like to sign up for our card?" And I was like, I've been coming to this store a little bit more frequently, so I guess I will. So the lady ended up asking for my driver's license, and I was like, okay, maybe she just want to make sure that I'm not like somebody else. And I thought that I was signing up for a rewards card, and I think you know where this is going. And then they're like saying, "Okay, give us your address." What? Okay. Put in your social security number. What kind of rewards card is this? And then they asked me for my annual income. And I was like, I don't know. I put down something that seemed right for my income. And then it was like at the last possible moment, I was like saying, "I'm signing up for a credit card." It ended up coming back and it said approved, and that I had like $4,000 worth of credit on there. I was like, "Oh shit, I'm a dumbass." And I was like, "Can I sign out of this card?" And they were like saying, "Just don't get anything and let the thing expire. Because if you don't buy anything with it." I accidentally got a credit card. I am a complete dumbass. And there was like people waiting behind me, and the lady says, "Yeah, it takes nothing like 5 minutes." I thought I was signing up for a rewards card. Like, you buy our stuff and you could get things. Moving on to E3. So we came into Microsoft a little bit halfway with the streams. By the way, Agent J streams. Can we get your schedule so that people can enjoy your content?
It's it's usually 6 to 10, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 10 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Pretty much it if this is uploaded today, Thursday, I might be streaming tomorrow. Hopefully, if everything goes right, because I was getting red thing for Wednesday
Oh.
for live streaming. Yeah, internet. Bad internet. And but yeah, it's Agent J Agent J 30 at Twitch or Twitch at Agent.
If you go to Twitch, then you pop in his name, you'll find him. Okay, so I'm just going to go through these quickly so that we're not wasting everyone's time, like talking about a credit card story here just a moment ago. So, all right, so first thing, we're going with Xbox. Xbox. The first thing they showed was if anybody out there likes the Fallout series, particularly New Vegas, the studio that made that was Obsidian, and they're making a sci-fi very akin to that gameplay called The Outer Worlds. We ended up getting to see a little bit of gameplay of that, and I was completely entranced purely on the name of the studio. Something good to look forward to. We didn't get a release date, or at least I didn't find any on the notes. Do you guys have any opinion on The Outer Worlds?
Looked fun. Looked interesting.
Not really.
Jerod's not into it. That's perfectly okay. Moving on, we next got Bleeding Edge. The note that I put down here is looks like hero shooter mixed with fighter game mechanics. Cyberpunk. I can't read my own writing. Cyberpunk mixed with metal rock music. So you got like the Kiss-looking people. I remember seeing the trailer. There was like a guy with Kiss makeup, and his like mouth opened up like the Predator, and a guitar head came out of there that shot fire. I'd say that it's like that kind of theming. If you ended up seeing Overwatch, I'd say it looks a bit like that game style. Hero shooter or class-based. The technical alpha comes out on June 27th. Do you guys remember that one? Yeah, we missed that one for the next one, so we'll move it right along. I've been seeing this game series coming up every year since they announced it. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Now, I ended up looking over at Jerod and I said, this game, it looks like the kind of game that will kick your heart in the dick, because you're like this tiny little monkey thing. And I remember the first one, there was like this, like, there's 3 of them. And you don't see the big thing anymore. I think that thing died trying to protect the character that you're playing as.
Oh, the owl?
It could have been the owl thing. I just, for some reason, I remember this, like, slow Yeti looking thing that was in the first one. I could be remembering wrong. Like, if I'm remembering this wrong, feel free to attack me in the comments.
That too.
2.5D side-scrolling, cute, kick your heart in the dick. I put a note in there, kick your heart in the dick. It comes out February 11th, 2020. Any opinions on that, if you guys remember that one? See, I took notes. I'm the one who looks smart here.
You're the bad student. dungeons.
Okay, now your brother was the one who pointed this out, Brandon. I took a little bit more look into it, and I think it's its own game. It's not built into the primary game, Minecraft Dungeons. It looks like a top-down dungeon crawler looter multiplayer class-based, and it comes out spring of 2020. It looks a little bit interesting. Now, you guys, Lisa, you like Minecraft, right? Did you get any look at this Dungeons game? She didn't get a look at it. I highly recommend for Jerod and Lisa to at least take a glance at it.
I did, but I don't.
I respect that. I respect that. I need to see more gameplay, and I think there is some gameplay out there. Oh no, we got some cat death battle match over here. It's between the green screen and the two cats, and one's vigorously... Okay. Next one. This one is the one that I'm kind of excited for because the potential for it is great, but there's a company behind it that makes me very nervous with their history. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. That was the one I put down here, Respawn Entertainment and EA. EA has been known to break their games in order to squeeze money out of people, but this is I did my research on this. There's no multiplayer in it. It's all a single player one. Less likely that they're going to make it into a pay to win or have those paywalls in there. It looks a lot like, do you guys remember Star Wars Unleashed? It looks a lot like that one, but a bit more polished. And if EA can prove to themselves that they can make a game without fucking it up, they need this. Because they need more positive... yeah.
And if you want any more information on that one, go to Angry Joe. He did a thing on it.
I can't believe how good I am at my own note taking. Right here I said, note, EA, hope they don't fuck it up. Comes out November 19, on the 15th. So November 15th of this year. I also have a theory here. There's a tiny little robot that you have with playing with you. And I ended up saying this to you guys. I was like, I'm going to fall in love with that robot and they're going to kill it. Just...
Hopefully not, because he wouldn't be able to hack into stuff.
Yeah, it would probably be towards the end of the game. Like, it'd like make the wounds fester. Okay. Now in June of 2019, predictions. If they kill the robot, all of you have to give me $1. You don't have to give me $1. It's not like I'm going to check. All right, next one. Blair Witch. That's all it ended up saying. So they're going with the Blair Witch. It reminded me of a lot of that Slender game. And it seems to have like the camera system like they did in, what was that one horror game that you had the night filter on the camera? It was like, people in the comments, you know which one I'm talking about. Let's see, it's a first-person horror. It's based in 1996, and you're looking for a kid. And I was wondering if the market is still prudent for like those type of games. I mean, there is always a market for somebody. I just hope they make their money back. It looks like it was well done. I just hope they make their money back. And I hate scary games. So that's saying something that I like. For people who really like horror games, take a look at Blair Witch and say down in the comments. I'm trying to blow up your comments section here, Jerod. Give me, and mine, yeah, trying to find out if this kind of game is still interesting to you, if you like the horror genre. Do you have any input?
No. I don't pay too much attention to that one.
I was completely, like, stoned out of my baby brain.
Barrels.
Barrels! Yes. It also reminded me of Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Very good key note there. Next one was the thing that everyone was talking about with the Xbox panel. Can you guys guess what it was? Keanu Reeves. Neo. Like, Jerod has a hard time saying some words, and he had a hard time saying Keanu, so we just referred to him as Neo. Cyberpunk 2077. It's I imagine it's going to be a skill progression, mild RPG skill tree where you're hacking and shooting people up. Graphics look nice, but like they did a demo of it a couple of months back, and I'm not as excited as everyone else. I mean, like, it looks like a good game, but I need to see more, if that makes sense.
I know people went crazy when they saw him.
I ended up seeing a little bit of memeage coming out of there of Keanu Reeves. All right. Trying to move this along. We got Spirit Farmer. That's... Oh, okay. I remember the notes for this one. Spirit Farmer. I said it was furry Terraria. You're like... you build your own little boat, and you... According to the name and what I saw in the trailer, I think you might be the farrier of the dead. And you have to, like, allow the dead in order to cross over and go into peace because they go underneath this, like, water bridge, and it creates a full circle. And it looks like they, like, float up in the air and, like, not be spoopy ghosts anymore. Shipbuilding... Player base exploration, help the dead cross over. That's all I got for that one. You guys remember that one? All right, we'll keep on moving. This one I was excited for just because of the art style, which was Battletoads. And it was only because of one little thing that somebody said. It was a hand-drawn animation like it was with Cuphead. And I greatly appreciate traditional art form, hand-drawn stuff. The last Disney movie that they made that was hand-drawn was The Princess and the Frog. After that, it was all, computer graphics. And the way they introduced it was with the pause music from the NES game, where it's like... Boonch, 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 ah, ah, boonch. I do it no justice. If you guys go out there and you look up the Battletoads pause music... You'll just be jamming out to it. Or not. I don't care. I'm jamming to it. Oh, my God. My notes right here. Pause, music, catchy tune, and a little heart right next to it. Hand-drawn animation. Oh, okay. So, Battletoads back in the day, the Japanese game was normal. Like, it was a regular game difficulty. It was when it came over to American audiences that they said, you got to jack up the difficulty because they didn't rent games or movies over in Japan back in the day. They only did that over here. And they said, you got to make it more difficult so that they have to rent the game over again. So I'm imagining that it could be like Dark Souls equivalent to difficulty, where you have to play it over and over again. They also made it in the NES game where you were able to hit your own, like if you're playing two-player, you were able to hit your own teammate. And if you're in a side-scrolling beat-em-up game, hitting your own friend is not going to help. Let's see. Any input on Battletoads? Okay. Next one that came up was RPG Time, The Legend of Wright. It was that one game where it was like an activity book that you look down on, and they had like creative little puppets to demonstrate you battling. Like, I remember they had this cardboard gun that was like, pew, pew, pew. Yeah, so what did I got here? Comic book / activity book style. That's all I got for it. There's no release date that I found. Any input on that? Okay, moving right along. Quick montage. So we're going to be going really quick here. Dead Static Drive. All right, that one was color palette looked interesting. Pathologic 2. Horror? This is when they were like doing their like quick montage things. So I only had like a couple of seconds to look at these things. Star Renegade, pixelated JRPG sci-fi. A lot of these things are going to have question marks. If anybody out there has more information, feel free to timestamp it and give me your opinion. After Party, sci-fi storytelling. Tabs, totally accurate battle simulator. Now, I remember that game where it's like just goofy and you try to see who would win, like one samurai versus 30 Vikings.
Captain Sauce does a series on it, and they just I guess they came out full release recently.
Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. Under here, I knew that the game already came out, so I was like putting a question here for myself, along with everything. I imagined that it was updated or it was introduced to the console with that, and then I put an arrow there. It was like probably not. They probably already are on there. I'm probably just introducing there or not. Correct me if I'm wrong. I want to learn. The Good Life. This was a game where in the trailer, the quick little snippet that I saw was there was the logo that had a little pet paw on it. So I imagine that was like that little puppy game they had for the DS, Nintendogs, where you take pictures of them. Pet game, third person. You also took a picture of a fat guy, but I need to do more research on this, guys. Cross Code, top-down fantasy 16-bit like. I barely remember that one. All right, moving along. Creature in the Well, dungeon crawler, 2D top-down pinball like. I remember we saw a little bit of gameplay of this, and it intrigued me. I actually like that, where you have sort of like a Link's sword that when you're at full health, you like shoot the lasers out of it. And they were shooting it at like little bumpers, and you had to make them go down to progress through the dungeon. Next, Killer Queen Black. I heard the name and I thought it was like a Queen the band homage thing. But according to the notes, I put down Metroidvania and Metroid inspired. So if you go back and you look at that little id Software thing, that's all the information that I had. River Bond or River Bound. I don't know how to spell. Top-down fantasy RPG brawler looter? Could be. Introducing the train. Probably can't hear that. Let's see. Unto the End. Primitive Man, Iceman exploration game. It was a 2D sort of looking thing. Going through real quick. Blazing Chrome, Metal Slug homage. Do you guys remember Metal Slug? It was inside of arcades. If you ended up seeing it, you probably remember it. Felix the Reaper, top-down hack and slash. The name alone intrigues me. I imagine it's like they were like Reapers, but they were in business suits, and they had a very simplistic pastel-looking thing. Pastel, is that what I'm looking for? Undermined. Roguelike light top-down pixel art. Next one is Supermarket Shriek. I just put down the note silly. You're like, all I saw was like a person inside of a shopping cart and they crashed through a can display of beans. Secret Neighbor. By the looks of it, do you guys know of a game called Hello Neighbor? It's looking, I think it's either from the creators of Hello Neighbor or the sequel, where you have like multiple people playing the same game. Gotta look into that one. Inken Fell, 2D top-down, 8-bit RPG. That's all I got for you with that. Lord of the Rings living card game. So I took one look at that, and you guys are like, according to your head nod that you had there, I was thinking that it was cash in on these like card game Hearthstone wannabes. Loot box, name grab, Hearthstone wannabe. Might be good. Oversaturated market, doubtful. Night Call. It was a black and white noir, reminiscent of Inside and Limbo. Do you guys remember when I did the series on Limbo? It was that little kid, and it was like black and white, and there was like a giant spider thing that you had to avoid. It looked a lot like that. I don't know if it's by the same publishers. I don't even know if there's more to it than that, but that's what I gathered from just the quick 3 seconds that I saw. Totem Teller, colorful storyteller? And that's the end of that one. Next, moving on, Jerod, you said you got a little bit on this, so I'll hand over the microphone for you with information that you may gather. The Game Pass info. They said that they're going to have $9.99 a month with Game Pass, including Batman Arkham Knight, Metro Exodus, Hollow Knight, highly recommended that, and Borderlands Handsome Collection. We as a group can highly recommend Borderlands, especially the Handsome Collection. During the stream we had, you could get the Handsome Collection for $6.09, which came to about $6.39. Our friend Kiki Howell Shindo, I think that's what Uwu Productions. What was the name? I feel so bad because I'm supposed to be her pimp when it comes to her name. Trash Panda Uwu. She jumped all over that to get the Borderlands thing. If it's still on right now, we highly recommend. I have a good feeling. Highly recommend to get that game. It's available now through the Xbox Pass. And in addition to that, they have Xbox Games Pass for PC, which includes 100 games, Emperor Order Rome, Football Manager 2019. Starting from Halo Reach, they'll have the Master Chief Collection, and the open beta is right now. And if you want to have it all, the Game Pass Ultimate is $15 a month, $1 during Xbox. Do you want me to hand it over for your insight onto the situation?
No, I believe you did everything on it.
Oh.
Look, I'll say this. I did try to play Crackdown 3 last night, and I was enjoying it. And you can only play that on the Xbox or through the game, the Ultimate Pass, for you can have it for the Xbox and the PC.
Yes. I also have a thing that continued over here. It says continue Xbox Pass for PC. Forza Horizon 4, Gears 5, Ark Survival, Prey, Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, and Rise of the Tomb Raider. The only thing I got to say about... okay, let's focus on the deal on its own. I don't think I ended up making a secret during the stream, but I'll say it here right now. I don't like the idea of games as a subscription-based service thing, because I have a personal desire to be able to point something on my shelf and say I own it. And when it comes to Steam games, if my computer gets knocked out of the internet, all the games that are downloaded on it will still work. All this stuff is... I guess if you want to play a game for a little while and you're not feeling it, I can see that. It just makes me nervous, me and my old man ways. Do you guys have personal insight when it comes to subscription-based services, or?
And I love it.
You love it?
Because with Xbox, if you can get free games during the month, and you can keep them.
Okay. That's pretty neat.
And plus, uh, like on certain places, Xbox or maybe PlayStation, and what is Sims on?
Yeah, that's
Oh, Origin.
yep, that's it. Origin.
You can get a discount on packs or DLCs and.
Yeah. I can. That's a whole thing, and we got a whole bunch of stuff to go through. So, I hear what you're saying.
I have a question. So, if you pay like the $15 or whatever a month, you said you can keep the game, but you have to keep paying the monthly subscription though, right?
Maybe, or I know all the free games that I did have or do have, I could play them anytime without paying the subscription.
More research has to be gone into this. If that's the case, then that's quite awesome.
Or if you guys know, put it down.
You guys are like our best source of information. Okay, so next after that was the Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm kind of excited about that because all the locations, if they have it like proper, like the landscape is the most interesting thing. If the planes fly like duty, that's its own problem. But the landscape, they said that this stuff that they were recording was in game, and they had that like little palm frond island set up, and the weather system, the rain was like coming off the screen. I want to see more gameplay of that. Back in the day, Microsoft Flight Simulator was the most like hot shit ticket. A lot of people are still playing it today, and so I'm excited for them.
I have it.
Hey, Jerod has it.
Yeah, on Steam.
That's wonderful, bud. So I want to see more of that. Moving down the line, I saw this and I was thinking of Angry Joe. Age of Empires 2, Definitive Edition, new campaign mode, The Last Cons, coming this fall. I'm not really into the strategy game, except for that one game we played, Sid Meier's Civilization 5. So it might be awesome. I have to give it a good old college try before I go too far in this. It's just not pulling me in. Do you guys have any intake on that Age of Empires 2? All right, moving along. Wasteland 3. I did some research. Wasteland came before Fallout. And in fact, Wasteland was like a recovery project to that one. It was like it was that old miner guy who was like all drunk talking about the glorious Colorado. So if you like traditional Fallout, like the first one and second one, I recommend playing Wasteland 3. Colorado, post-apocalyptic, Fallout 1-esque. Moving along, I put this down here, and I'm going to say it word for word. Matt Booty on stage. I'm a child. Check out that Matt Booty. He was talking about their acquisition of Double Fine Productions. I ended up doing The Cave, which was a Double Fine production. So I like that studio. I played a little bit of Psychonauts, but it never really pulled me in too horribly. You guys, do you guys have any affiliation with any Double Fine games?
Cave.
Just The Cave. So I guess, yay, Double Fine. Looking forward to Psychonauts 2, which is our next topic. Only thing I put down there was new job, look like Men in Black, and it looks good. We didn't get a release date for that. In fact, everything that I've gotten up here, I didn't find anything on the E3 thing. They probably have it on some other website of when it's coming out, or they honestly want to keep it hush-hush because it's still in development. And that's the whole purpose of the thing, is get the shareholders happy. If you put down a release date on there, you kind of lock yourself into promises and don't want to release an unfinished product. This one kind of weirded me out, but I slowly got used to the idea. Which was Star Wars. Oh, wait, no, it wasn't this one. Star Wars Lego The Skywalker Saga. Actually, I was quite... the Lego Star Wars is pretty good. And they're going to have all 9 movies in there. Let's see. Look forward to it, and it's coming out in 2020. I'm seeing some head shaking here. I'm wanting to hear what you have to say about this.
They should have kept it in toy form than game and movie form.
So, have you ever seen the movie? The movie, I'm told, is amazing. And they do have CG in the game, but a lot of it is based off of actual Legos. And the writing in it is, what I'm told, is stellar. I need to watch the Lego movie. I don't know if I'm talking out of my ass, but there's like so much feedback on it being good. If you thought the Lego movie sucked ass, feel free to let me know. But looking at the game, I'm kind of hopeful for it. But there's going to be more Lego talk in here in a bit. Any input?
No.
All right. So the next one, Dragon Ball game Project Z, or... Oh, wait, no. The titles of this game was confusing because it seems like they have 2 different titles. So I'm going to say them both. Dragon Ball game Project Z, RPG. And then they show another title that says Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. And I'm like, which is it? Are the 2 separate games? I don't think so. Looks like a traditional Dragon Ball fighter game, if you guys ended up seeing Dragon Ball games in the past. You're like flying in the air and then you're shouting for like 5 episodes. Name Bandai Namco. Name leads one to believe... oh, wait, no, I'm reading something else. Name leads one to believe there will be a character progression with the RPG thing. Feels hopeful, and it's coming out in early 2020. You guys like the Dragon Ball series or the games? Have you gotten to see that trailer?
I don't think so, but I've seen other ones.
It's something to look into. All right.
Or I should say other games with Dragon Ball Z.
So I'm kind of hopeful. I was never sucked into the Dragon Ball Z games, let alone the show, but I'm not saying that it's horrible. Next one coming up was called 12 Minutes. I have interactive storytelling, man, woman, expected baby, cop, not a baby cop, but a baby, comma, cop. It's like a baby who opens up the door with like a loosened tie, and we're like, milk, hot. I was like, baby, we never see you anymore. Get off my back, mom. Okay. Suspected killer, multiple outcome, top down, hopefully good. I'm interested, because it's like, you could see all the outcomes of the game, and it's like Groundhog Day. The dude gets punched in the gut by the cop, and then like he falls to the ground and then immediately comes back to like, earlier in the morning. Time loop, and all they said was coming soon. So coming soon can mean like heat death of the universe soon, or soon as in I gotta shit my pants, something. God damn it, Gordon. Way to the Woods. This one looked adorable. The notes that I put down here was good music. it's a deer game, Deer, not Dear. It looks like a nature reclaims humanity sort of game, where you got like these tall buildings and they're like completely covered in vines. Humanity has been gone for a long time. Light mechanics. Now, from what I gathered from there is that you're the mother deer and you're able to send out like a pulsar from your horns, and you reveal the map around you, like it like builds around you as you move through it. There's probably some story elements in there that would make a person say, "Oh God, humanity sucks dick." And puzzle game. Coming 2020, and I kid you not, I have this in quotations. Coming 2020 for real this time. So apparently they announced this earlier, but they got setbacks.
Oh, because it was on April 1st or April Fool's Day,
Really, I didn't know that.
wasn't it?
I honestly.
Or was that another game?
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. No, it's not this game. There was one that was being announced for April Fool's Day, and everyone thought that was a goof game, and they was like, "This game actually looks good. I can't believe they put this much effort for April Fools." And they came to E3, and it was like, "Guess what, suckers?" I can't remember which one that was either. Okay, so that's 2. We just finished 4. So now we got 5 and 6. We're getting there, folks. Okay, Gears 5, Bound by Blood. The trailer for that, where their heads were like, and the music was like that new song by, is like the song was like mumbly. I gotta find the trailer for you guys so you know that I'm not freaking crazy. If I was editing this video, by the way, Jerry's editing this video, he's doing a wonderful job. So everyone down in the chat, say thank you, Jerod. So I got to send you a link to be able to let you know what that song is like. Let's see. September 10th is when it's coming out. So it's coming soon. Gears of War. I never really got sucked into that series. My cousin tried that, and he quickly fell off of it. But anybody out there who likes the Gears series, feel free to go down into the comments section and write the whole entire script of... I'm just going to blow up your comments section. Let's see. 4 days early with Game Pass Ultimate. They're introducing Horde mode and a new mode called Escape, where you have to go into a hive and plant a bomb, and then escape. 3-player co-op, couch co-op capable, which is amazing for this day and age, believe it or not. I don't know why that's so hard. It would be like, we can connect you to a person from Hong Kong, but somebody who's like sitting 4 feet away from you, no, we ain't doing that. Actually, I know why they're doing it, but I'm glad they have couch co-op as an option. This is what...
Is that split screen?
Yeah, that would be split screen. And you could do it 3 ways. So one person would have like half the screen and 2 people would have a quarter. Something like that. And this is the thing that like pissed me off on the most like unoffensive way possible. I just want to know how they make it work. They're introducing Terminator into the Gears of War series. And I don't know how they're doing that. I don't know how they're going to make it into a part of the story, if they make it a part of the story, or why they're making it a part of the story. Like, maybe it's just like a downloadable skin. They didn't really give much information when it came to Terminator, so I got to hold down my hyperbolic personality traits and just say, okay, teach me. What are you going with this? Next came up was the new Xbox controller, and we were all like, yeah, that's nice, but like, yeah, I guess it's there. Like, how much were they charging for the one we saw a while ago, which was like 100 and something bucks?
I think it's the same controller, but it's upgrade.
I agree. I think that's exactly what it is.
From the old one.
I remember they said that there was like 3 presets that were dedicated to Forza, Gears of War 5, and something else. But I think you could like reprogram it to anything that you want. If that's the case, that's also neat. But not necessarily like a must-have item. But to be completely honest, I might go with the new controller because I'm still using 360 Xbox controller, the corded one, and it's there if you want it. It's not hurting anybody. Dying Light 2, I remember the first Dying Light, and it looked interesting, but a lot of Zomble games. FPS post-apocalyptic zombie survival coming spring 2020. Any of you guys have experience with that? Neither do I. Maybe that's something that I'm going to have to bring to the channel one of these days. Forza 4 Lego Speed Champions expansion. This is what I was saying about earlier about the Lego thing where I was kind of uneasy at first, but it slowly grew on me. Because if you think about it, you could rebuild your car so you could like have different tires or something like that, or maybe it's just an aesthetic choice. They had little Lego people driving the car. So if they put that like build your own car mechanic, which Jerod says is part of the Forza series, that's actually nifty. That kind of pulled me in and where it didn't pull me in before. Maybe they're trying going for a younger audience. But let's see. Lego car Lego question mark exclamation point question mark. And then I slowly like eased in Forza graphics with Lego aesthetics. A little strange, but okay. It will be available June 13th today as we are recording this. So you're able to go ahead and play Forza 4 as your favorite Lego characters or in your favorite Lego aesthetic. I don't know, like Legos, or you just have your like yellow man and yellow woman in different wigs. Let's see. Okay. At first I thought this was unoffensive, and then I was like moaning towards the end because I didn't realize this is what it was. Do you know the last couple of years they've been showing off Gears Funko Pop as a dedicated piece that they have on there? Where they've been showing Funko Pops animated doing their little doodle-doos. This one had like one of the little alien creatures being tempted by a box of kittens, and then the kitten blows up. Well, that's what they did. I said harmless, but why? And this is before I ended up realizing what was coming up. Kittens explode, sad face. And then I realized that it was a mobile app game. And I put down microtransactions, angry face. I don't know why I ended up going into emojis halfway through in here. But yeah. Is anybody excited for... Did anybody go out there and say that they didn't only want a Gears of War mobile app game, it had to be Funko Pop as well? No? Nobody was asking for that? I am surprised nobody asked for that. What kind of blessings have we got today? Moving on. State of Decay 2 Heartland expansion. So it's an expansion. The game's already out. It has a dual story mode. Point of view from a woman and... point of view from a man looking for the same dude in this one town. Post-apocalyptic survival looks promising, and it's available now. So if you want to go ahead and enjoy that, you guys have an opinion on... All right. Next one is Phantasy Star Online 2. Phantasy Star Online 2. The more I talk, the more likely I slur. It's not because I'm drinking. Let's see. Kiki was quite excited about this one. She said a lot of good things about that. Got a little bit nervous when it was mentioned that it was free to play. But other than, I don't know anything about the first Phantasy Star Online. You guys? It looks very kawaii desu-esque. Sega. So Sega has become more of a fun studio to look forward for. Cross-play. Amazing. And this isn't a discovery that I had later on. Crossplay does not mean that if you're on Xbox, you could play it with Xbox on PC and only through their Xbox thing. And or like even with Nintendo, crossplay is not Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Wii and Wii U, and I want it to be like Xbox playing with PC and PC with PlayStation. That's
PlayStation and everybody playing with the Nintendo.
yes, like I want that that one like a car basketball game. Did you have something to say, Lisa?
Cross-platform.
Yeah, so like Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation, like doesn't matter where you come from, you could play with anyone. Let's see, online action JRPG, which is separate from regular RPG. Yeah, we ain't gonna go into acronyms here. We're trusting that you're smart enough to figure this out. And if you don't understand, don't go down into the comments section and ask, and a billion people will inform you. All right, let's see. Kiki said it was good series. It was a good series. Hope it is good. Please don't be pay to win. Spring of 2020. So go and get your animus on and go and enjoy that one. Next one is Crossfire X. Anybody know this one? No. Nobody? Military tactical question mark. No idea what this game is about. First to console, I imagine, means it will come also on other platforms in time. Oh yeah, this commercial, all it was like people in military on ships, and then they're under the water, and there's a helicopter above them, and they don't show any gameplay. They don't give anything for the story. They might be like, we're not bad guys, and we gotta fight the bad guys, or maybe we're the bad guys all along, and then we're shooting all the good guys. What are we doing? Coming to first to console in 2020 on Xbox. Next is Tales of Arise. Bandai Namco. They're pretty good with the fighting games, but I don't know what this is. Big names, usually good company. Fantasy JRPG, pulling flame swords out of girls' chests and breaking masks. Do you like pulling flame swords out of girls' chests? What about breaking masks? No? Well, this ain't the game for you, Junior, because we're all about breaking masks and pulling swords out of girls' chests. Coming out in 2020. Look forward to that. I don't know if this is a sequel to a series. Okay, last page for Xbox. Now, this is the big hill that we got coming up here, and I think everyone has probably seen a lot of information on this, but we'll try to keep it all concise. Borderlands 3, looter shooter, will get regardless of what launcher it comes out on, i.e. Epic Games. I don't care. I'm not going to wait for Steam. I'm going to pop that metaphorical fun pimple to get that game off the cuff, but keep it short. So I'm going to hand the mic off to both of you guys for your input. But I'll put down the information I got here. The playable characters that you got are Mose, the gunner, very akin to Axton, the soldier, Flack, FL4K, that's how it's spelt, the Beastmaster, calling Mordecai, Zane Flint, the operative. I'm looking at that and seeing Wilhelm. Also Flint, that's the name of the boss who's in Borderlands 2 on the ship. Captain Flint. So I imagine that he may be related to him, or maybe it's a common last name, but knowing the Borderlands series. And Amara, the Siren, akin to Lilith and Maya. Free Borderlands 2 DLC connected Borderlands 2 with 3, I thought was a brilliant market strategy. It will make all the people who played 2 be aware of 3, and it is coming out November 13th, 2019. Kasha, impressions.
It looks freaking amazing. I can't even decide who I want to play as first because they all look awesome. All of their skills, I have no clue who I'm going to like the most. They just all look awesome. And Jerod, I was thinking me and you could maybe play tomorrow for your stream the DLC to catch up to Borderlands 3.
Do I have the DLC?
All you have to do is download it. It's
yep,
free.
it's all free.
Ah.
All right, Jared's impressions.
Well, everything looks good. I'm kind of more impressed that AMD is getting into not memberships,
Developers.
and they're getting better at showing off their technologies. And I can't wait until I can get the Borderlands 3 and the 3 softwares that will make it look better.
I remember putting down a note somewhere. I didn't put it down. Maybe it will come down later down there because I remember taking notes about AMD. But Jerod, he is our resident technophile. He is the one who says, Gordon, Katia, check out this hot shit when it comes to that. And I would be like, I'd love to get it. When I upgrade my computer, you're the first one I'm coming to, buddy. We'll build that computer together. You just tell me what to get.
And, she's kicking her butt that she couldn't find at the time.
Yeah, when I built my PC, I couldn't, for some reason, with the build I was going with, I couldn't find the AMD version of it, so I kind of had no choice but to go with Intel.
Okay, gotta keep on moving along here. Elden Ring, Hideki Miyazaki and George R.R. Martin. I had to look up what this Hideki, if I'm saying his name wrong, please correct me. Like he did the Dark Souls series in Bloodborne. So those FARD games, it's short for fucking hard. And George R. R. Martin, you know him, he's your Game of Thrones boy there. They are working together to make looks like another Dark Souls difficulty and art style game. I put down meh. Could be good, but oversaturated market. That's my opinion. The market may not be oversaturated. If you're excited for Elden Ring, by God, speak up. But me personally, Dark Souls, Bloodborne. Do you guys? Do either of you guys have experience in that area?
Not yet, but I do have it on my wish list.
All right, so we might.
Plus, I've seen Hypno play it, live streamed it.
So we may get to see that from Jared's channel. So if you guys really want to see, what was it, Dark Souls? If you want to see Dark Souls, vocalize in Jared's comments section. He may play it. So next came up was Xbox Cloud -xCloud. I don't really understand how this works. But do you have an idea how it works?
What they were kind of saying is on one of them, your Xbox can be your cloud gamer or your storage or something like that for your games, and you can play anywhere.
That's also what I was confused about. What does play anywhere mean? Like you're able to play your the games that you have on your console at a friend's console, or like if you have like I don't know. I don't know what that means. You could play anywhere.
If you guys have any information for us, put it down. Or we'll also do or he'll do some research. He's better at that.
All I got is a cell phone out in the middle of Amish country. But I will do my damnedest. So these are the notes that I took from the conference, and this is what I could gather. Console streaming free server.
Oh, yeah. That becomes your server.
That becomes your server. So I think I understand what that means, where, instead of having to hook up to some server and have, a bunch of clogging from a bunch of other people who want to play the game, but not necessarily in your game, it could just be you and your 3 friends. It says it's coming in October, and the note that I have is what does this mean? So if you guys out there can explain it to me in a way that a 3rd grader could understand it, I would appreciate it. With the, you can play anywhere thing aspect in particular. That's the most part. If you want to add some more information onto there that hooks up with that key point, please let me know. I am interested. Then it comes to the next one. Oh, here it is. New console, Project Scarlet, is coming next holiday. I that seems too soon. Not this holiday, but the holiday after. That sounds more right. And it says AMD, and I have a little arrow pointing to Jerod. So, did you already put your 2 cents in when it came to the new AMD? I got some notes here, so I'll list them off, and then you can respond to them.
But well, they're also their software or equipment is also in Sony as well, and it's gonna be a very interesting. I am a Xbox fan. She is a
PlayStation.
fan, and
I guess I'm PC Master Race.
well.
I'm PC now.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I don't honestly think that I'm a PC Master Race. That's the meme, PC Master Race.
If we're talking consoles, I gotta go PlayStation.
The only thing, horsepower, Xbox, content, PlayStation, portability is now Nintendo. But they also have a bunch of exclusives on Nintendo that we'll get into when we get to Nintendo. Right here, it says, I have a theory that the next Xbox console is going to be portable, akin to Nintendo Switch. It's only a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching.
Didn't they show a phone with an Xbox controller?
They totally did. I think that's like the I think that's the Nvidia Shield. I'm not sure. I know the thing that he's talking about. There was a controller that had a screen on it, or it may have been a specific thing.
Well, it was. They showed it off at E3.
Yeah, I think that thing exists, but it's I'm gonna look into it, and I know the thing you're talking about.
What you're talking about is not a phone.
Phone.
It's a whole system.
Okay, yes. But streamlining, 4 times more powerful than Xbox One. Next gen Ray, 120 frames per second, 554 40x. I don't know what that meant. Forced Game Pass mentions, and it feels forced. Yeah, there was points that they were talking in there that they said, "Oh, this is perfect for Xbox Game Pass," and I was like, "You don't have to force your subscription-based thing in there," but they probably had to because they're making their console, so it's the tiny little things that irk me, but I can get past them. Yes, sometimes. Cross platforms include PlayStation, Nintendo, not just Microsoft platforms. That's the asterisks that I put in there when I ended up hearing cross platform. Because if they make this new console and say you could play with Xbox One, Xbox One X, and like that's not true cross platforming, guys. You know it. Like
Didn't we see something that or read something that was cross-platform but not backward compatible?
yeah.
Was it Sony that we?
I think it was PlayStation that we got a glimpse of with that.
Yeah, I think Kiki said something about it. PlayStation 5.
If you guys know what we're talking about, go into the comments section and help us out. I'm going to keep on moving on so we're not here for a billion hours. Somebody ended up putting this down here, and there's a recent thread of memes that focus around Monster, a guy named Kyle, and punching walls. And there was a person who said this, and I put it in quotation marks, it eats monsters for breakfast. And I can just imagine the next Project Scarlet, like, just grows arms. One has a monster, one hand is inside of a drywall, punching it. So I have an arrow pointing to this, says, remember for the memes if it flops. So if this thing flops, then make it into a Kyle wall punching meme. And the last thing they ended up showing for the Xbox panel was Halo Infinite. I put an arrow next to Infinite saying Infinite is becoming a trope. BioShock Infinite, there's other examples of that, of Infinite in the name title. Small little nitpick means nothing. Flashing light rant. What? Oh, okay. I remember what I ended up meaning by the flashing light rant. Okay, so in the trailer, there's a guy who is like inside of a spaceship, and all of a sudden the ship goes crazy, and then there's lights flashing over saying like, shit's going down, bad stuff is happening, do something. If you're in a panicking situation, flashing lights is not going to help. It'd be like, what button do I press? Oh, there was only a steady light, not this fucking strobe thing going on. Like, do you remember back in the day when you ended up having cell phones and you couldn't see the tiny little buttons and you're in a club or something and you're like, oh, I accidentally hit cancel 3 times. In my rant, I dropped my paper. Furry thing. Oh, no, it's right here. Okay. So the next thing, mom with baby, hologram, Cortana is evil now? I think I heard somewhere that they said that Cortana is evil. Haven't been following the Halo series. Okay, if Cortana's evil, put F in the chat, boys. Let's see. Master Chief, stasis pod thing, and it's coming out next holiday. Was there anything that intrigued you with the Halo that they shown there?
No, I wish they would fix the driving.
Oh, yeah, the Warthog thing. And I noticed there was a little code at the very end that some smart people, maybe it's referring to something in the story, or maybe it's like a hidden internet clue search thing. There was a number 343 that was coming up. And I don't know what that means. If your IQ is 500... figure out what 343 at the end of the Halo Infinite trailer meant.
Isn't it their studio?
I want to say no, Bungie. Or did they switch from Bungie? Because Bungie was doing that one shooter game. Okay. If it's the studio, let us know. We'll still say that your IQ is 300. All right, let's move on to... This is 2 different panels, so we're going to go by really quick. We already talked about Fallout 76. They're introducing NPCs. I'm personally happy about that. You guys have any opinion on Fallout 76? Right, moving on to their more story. I'm excited about that. Todd Hauer owned up to the 76 goofs and oopsies. Maybe not entirely. There was also that, like, Nuka-Cola Dark and they had, like, military-grade bags, and then they, like, did a switcheroo.
Just letting you guys know, this is from Bethesda, not the Xbox.
Yeah, I didn't mention that. Okay, yes, this is Bethesda. Thank you for catching me on that, Jerod. So he ended up saying that there was a lot of bugs, and he thanked the fans for pointing it out. And I want more companies to do that. If you fuck up and you own up to it, it's not as bad if you ended up saying it didn't happen at all. So next one was Ghostwire Tokyo. I did a little bit of research on this. I didn't know anything about Ghostwire Tokyo. All it showed was like spooky specters like flopping around in Japan. And I was like, the hell is it about? Okay, apparently there was a game that came before it for the Nintendo DSi called Ghostwire Link to the Paranormal. And imagine Pokemon Go, but with spoopy ghosts, where at different points of the day you could find different ghosts, and you can Pokemon snap them and make them like shit their pants. It's a horror game, but according to the trailer that I ended up seeing, I didn't know what the hell was going on. Do you guys remember the trailer that I was talking about? Could you gather any kind of gameplay or like how that would be? Maybe it would be a little bit spoopy. Who knows? Okay. Jerod, do you have any input? Okay, moving on. Deathloop. I was trying to find the name. We was trying to find the name of the studio. Having a little technical difficulties over here. That the film style of this game looked like, Deathloop. I put down 1970s exploitation film / Guillermo del Toro. It looked a lot like that. Jared's gonna fix this, and I'm gonna keep on going on my rant. So it looks like an FPS. According to the notes that I put down, an assassin stuck in a temporal loop akin to Groundhog Day. Let's see. Fight, die, come back to life. And apparently there's monsters and zombies that are also along for the ride. So, do you know which game I was talking about with the death loop where the two assassins were killing each other over and over again?
No.
Nah, it's not ringing a bell for him. All right, moving on to the EA panel. We're starting to come to the home stretch here. Nintendo's real quick. Star Wars Fallen Order. We already mentioned this at the Xbox panel. Single player Heart. It's coming out November 15th of 2019. This takes place, they showed gameplay footage of this, which I'm a sucker for. If they're showing actual gameplay, then that's more of an indication, less chance to be lied to. Still could be lied to, akin to Watch Dogs. But, like, they were just worried about, like, graphical limitations. This takes after Order 66, where the Empire says, hey, you see those Jedi people over there? Yeah, fuck their day up. They showed gameplay. It takes place on the Wookiee home planet. You gotta sabotage the tree processing plant because the Empire is interested in the sap that they produce. Time manipulation / adrenaline, so like the world slows down.
Yeah, the Force.
Force, exactly. You could answer everything away with the Force. A lot of people ended up saying metachlorians was a horrible idea because they liked the whole concept of it being like a fantasy or like a mystical force. If you ended up giving a name to like the powers that they have, then it removes the mystery. So, like, we're getting off point here. Force push and pull. The music is good, and I also noticed that it was dynamic. So dynamic music is when like you start going into battle, like you hear those like drums playing, and they know when to finish it up. Yep.
Plus, they. It looks like they're going to finish. Maybe the storyline of the that one guy from the Rogue One, because he died fast in that movie.
He's in this?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's the African American
Oh.
guy.
Okay. Not Finn, though, right?
No, Road One is another Star Wars movie that was before. Yeah, where they stole the plans of the ship of the.
It came between The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. It was like a little side story thing.
Okay, so the last note that I have on that one, since we kind of went over it already, skill point progression and skill tree. If it's a lot like the Force Unleashed that they had on Xbox 360 or PlayStation 2, 3? Yeah, 3, because they named the Xbox 360 because they wanted to seem more impressive than Xbox 3. They wanted to outdo them like, what was it, 157 more times, 357 more times. Okay, let's see. Apex Legends Season 2, Battle City, coming out July 2nd. They're going to be introducing another weapon from their series. They made the Titanfall game, and they're introducing the L Star Gun SMG. I got this information from a website because I was running low on time. New character, Watson. I have no fucking clue who Watson is. Like, I know Fat Watson. New game modes. That's all I put down there. Moving along quickly, Battlefield 5, Chapter 4, Defying the Odds, 4 new maps, jungle locations, coming this month. Rank cap upped from 50 to 500. So that seems like a huge jump. So all of you Battlefield 5 fans out there, you get to extend your ranks. Operation Underground map coming in October. Any input on that, guys? All right, we got FIFA 20. Yet again, we have to have the same game that's released out in there with like tiny little tweaks and mods in there. Couldn't they just have like a FIFA Infinite and they just like update that game? Like, you want to have the new roster? Give us $3. Let's see. Volta modes, indoor soccer. That's all that Volta means. It's indoors. Let's see. 3 versus 3 rush, which means no goalies. 4 versus 4, 4 versus 4 rush mode. Yet again, no goalies, I believe. 5 versus 5 pro futsal. Futsal. I copied this from the website. What the fuck is a futsal? It probably means something. It's international. Coming out September 27th, 2019. EA Access, which is their subscription service. You get to play it 1 week early. Campaign mode, online league squads, and it will never come out on the Switch. There was a key note on there that says it's not coming on the Switch. I just imagine EA turns over to Iwata, and it's like, but I guess you're not playing Switch to play FIFA. Madden NFL 20, no notes. The Sims 4 Island Living expansion, no notes. I don't have any notes from. I don't know what's going to be included with them or what makes them special.
What was the Sim one?
Oh, The Sims 4 Island Living expansion. So, no notes. So I did. There is information out there. I just didn't take them. So if you are intrigued,
Where?
I love The Sims.
Lisa loves The Sims. Sims is a fun game.
Actually, we love The Sims. We both play.
Lisa and Jerod love The Sims. So, if you have something to say about The Sims, or if you have a certain Sims game that you want Jerod or Lisa to play, say it down in the comments. They might play it. All right, what do we got? All right, we just got done with Bethesda and EA. The only thing we got left is Nintendo. We're in the home stretch, guys. Okay, we ready for this? Any kind of particular input with Nintendo or anything previously said?
And well, be aware there was no PlayStation there.
Mentioned this till now.
There was none. We were surprised.
I was surprised too. Okay, Nintendo, you're holding off just for a hot second. Sony said back in November, so they gave us plenty of warning. I didn't realize that they said this until it came up, but we were warned. Sony was like saying, okay, guys, instead of wasting time and resources and pushing things to the front in hot plate, get you hot and bothered for something that's going to be far down, and we honestly don't want to give you false hope on things that are sort of iffy. And I have another theory, but I'm going to get that to in a moment, is that they didn't want to waste time and resources on games, because I think they're making a new console and they want to have a library to be able to support it when it comes out to launch. So they took this year E3 off so they can build up the library so they can announce them for next year. And a lot of people have been talking about PlayStation 5, and it makes a lot of sense. Xbox is saying that they're doing something in development, and Nintendo has always been out of sync with the big boys. I remember back in the day when Nintendo was a big boy.
Yeah, like I said before, Xbox and PlayStation are partnered with with AMD, and that
Switch uses NVIDIA, doesn't it?
maybe no, or their own platform.
Yeah, like I think I heard that Switch was NVIDIA. Needs fact checking. If I'm wrong, spam it in the comments. All right, we got Nintendo, and these
Just
are
don't spam it too hard though.
yeah, not too hard. Like let's see. So next, they ended up starting out on their strong foot, which everybody absolutely loves, is the Smash Bros. Ultimate. They announced Dragon Quest characters being introduced as playable fighters coming in summer 2019. I thought it was Chrono Trigger at first. I thought it was like it says a hero approaches, and I was like, oh, it's the dude from Chrono Trigger. No, it's Dragon Quest.
That would have been so amazing.
I remember one time we ended up hanging out at Kosh's house, and we played the old SNES, and we got up to the point where we got to the frog guy, and we called him Lecky. And a lot of people ended up shitting their pants on this one, where they, okay, I'm introducing the beginning of the Nintendo. They started out with Smash Bros, and then they ended it with Smash Bros. with Banjo-Kazooie. They're putting Banjo and his friend Kazooie on the back. You want to know what blows my mind? Is that Banjo-Kazooie is a Rareware title, and Rare was acquired by Microsoft. So Nintendo is paying Microsoft in order to have a Rare character appear on there.
That actually makes me really happy.
That makes me insanely happy. I was watching Twitter. JonTron absolutely loves Banjo-Kazooie, and he was like saying, "It's happening, boys!" That one is coming out in the fall of 2019. So all you smashers and bashers out there, how can we make that sound as gay as possible? You guys who love to smash each other, there we go. You get to enjoy Banjo, Kazooie, and Dragon Quest characters. They had like 4 or 5 different playable people. And if you know anything about the Smash series, they have an interesting interaction. Like you can like reflect items. I do it no justice. Go to the Nintendo trailer for Dragon Quest and see what I'm talking about there. Moving along, in addition to that, they're making Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition on September 27, 2019. A lot of Nintendo stuff I was very pleased with because they had dates, they had their shit in order, it was completely edited, there was like no stage stuff. I love the stage stuff, especially with Keanu Reeves, but Nintendo was like only 45 minutes long. And when you're writing notes like this, oh, that's beautiful. They had a montage thing. We'll get into that in a moment. Next, they got Luigi's Mansion 3. They said that it's going to be available on 2019, so anywhere between now and Christmas. They got Slam Moves, Plunger Move, Burst Move. They got...
Where you can split off into 2 people.
Yes. You want to know what it's called?
I don't remember. I watched it, but I don't remember.
It's something super sexy. It's called Gooigi.
Yes.
Gooigi. You got co-op that you can utilize your Goo characters. Oh my god, there is going to be so much Rule 34. Rule 34 is the one where if it exists, it's porn of it. Like, I remember asking this during the stream. Anyway, water destroys your Goo character, but they said that you can go into Scarescraper? Scarescraper, that's what it was. Because it's a skyscraper, except it's spoopy. And it could play up to 8 players. Any opinions on Luigi's Mansion?
Amazing. I want to Switch now.
I never was...
I've always wanted a Switch, but I really want one now.
Okay, so I want to Switch too. Luigi's Mansion 3 is not selling it for me. It's a title that I kind of respect, but the gameplay is insanely short. It's insanely short.
I love the original Luigi's Mansion. I haven't played this, but the third one looks great.
You want to know how lame I am? When they advertised the first Luigi's Mansion for the GameCube, and they were demoing, they had the demo disc at Walmart, and you could play it. I remember seeing the texture on Luigi's glove, and I remember being like, holy shit, that looks amazing. That's how far we've came. I can only imagine, like, people in the 70s looking at Pac-Man was like, am I touching a circle? Swatting in front of them. Let's see. Dark Crystal. Okay, they're making a Netflix series on the Jim Henson movie Dark Crystal. Anybody watching? Go watch the Dark Crystal. It's on Netflix right now. They're going to be also making a TV show on it. Or maybe a movie. But they're making a game tying in with that called Dark Crystal Age of Resistance and Tactics. It looks like an RPG grid-based tactical game coming out in 2019. So if you like Jim Henson, read up the movie, watch the Netflix show, and if you love what you're seeing and you like RPG games, get this one a try. Any input? Moving on. They're making a remake of a fan favorite Game Boy game called Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. It has like 2.5D, would you say? Like you're locked onto a 2-point grid, but it's like all rendered in 3D. They're going to be making that. They have a neat little feature on there where you can like dungeon. I love that idea. That is brilliant. Do you have any input, bud? No. Okay.
That one also makes me really want to switch.
She said that makes her want to switch. That's coming out on September 20th, 2019. I had a 3DS, and then the 3D feature broke, and then I fucked up my back, and my friend Kyle helped me move my couch out of my apartment while my back was dicked up. So I gave him my 3DS as a gift. So the only game that I have for the 3DS was the last Smash Bros. Game. But I'm getting off topic. Trials of Mana. I think that was a remake of a game that they had back in the SNES era. Very famous. It's akin to Chrono Trigger, but it came out at the same time. They were kind of like associated with each other, if I'm thinking of the right thing. It is made by Square Enix, JRPG, coming out in early 2020. Collection of Mana, which incorporates the game that came out in SNES and all the ones that are tied with it. It says all 3 original games are available on the eShop. So if you want to get prepped for the Trials of Mana that are coming out in early 2020, go ahead and get that collection so you familiarize yourself up with that. Got any input, guys? No. Right. We got The Witcher 3 Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is coming to the Switch. Get ready to get witch boobs in your Nintendo Switch family-friendly or I am now going into a rant here, and I'm incomprehensible. The Witcher 3, get your witch boobs on your kid-friendly console today. Complete edition coming out this year. Next, do you guys know anything about the Fire Emblem series? I know about it is that it's an RPG game where if your character that you're playing as dies, they're dead forever. And you got to build up your kingdom, and you can have children that would have some of the qualities of the people that you like have to force to make love. I was like, it's shipping simulator along with, yeah, it was like, oh, what are you doing here, Mr. Knight? Oh, I'm Big Boob Lady. We're going to have children. I don't like that kid. I don't like that kid. I don't like that kid. Okay, that's my number 2 guy. All right. They're making a new Fire Emblem game called Three Houses. July 26, 2019. Honestly, I need to get some kind of information on the Fire Emblem series. My friends talk about it. So, any input? Moving along. Put that right there. Resident Evil. They got a couple of Resident Evil games coming on there. Resident Evil 5. And why did I put down TB? Tuberculosis? Oh, wait. No, it says Resident Evil 5 2. Okay. I don't know what I put there. I apologize. Resident Evil 5 is coming in fall of 2019, and Resident Evil 0, 1, 4 are out now. So, I'm a chicken shit. I don't like spoopy games that make me fear for my life. I almost did a Resident Evil series with a friend, but we kept on crashing. They're making a sequel to a very beloved game that was risky back in the day for Nintendo to have called No More Heroes. This is going to be the 3rd one. If you like nerd pop culture and like the world is doomed and smarmy protagonists, you can look forward to that coming out in 2020. Next, I'm excited about this one. Contra Rogue Corps. So, you guys know the Contra series? The famous Konami code, up, up, down, down, left, right, A, B, start. That's what this game is like most known for that code, because it's very hard. It's a shoot 'em up, and you got local and co-op. And I put a note down here that you can pile drive a missile. You grab a missile out of the air and you pile drive it. I was like, that'll teach you for being a bomb. And in addition to that, they're also releasing the entire Contra series out right now on the eShop. Now, if you never played a Contra series, I recommend you playing the first one just to get a feel of what it's like. It is the best example of like traditional NES with control. Next, there's little information that they showed about this one. Daemon Ex Machina, a mech fighter. Do you know what a mech fighter is? It's those like Japanese shows where like you're inside of those giant robots and they're fighting other giant robots and monsters. A little bit like Power Rangers, but more focused on the robots. So yeah, you get to look forward to that one. Panzer Dragoon, which all I know is that Dragoon and maybe even Panzer, it's a German name. I know there's a Panzer tank. I know in Final Fantasy, the Dragoons are the ones that jump up really high with the spears. If anybody knows what that's about, let me know. You got any input, guys?
No.
Okay, we're almost there. Okay, we got... the note that I had for that was a dragon shooter, and apparently it's coming out this winter. So imagine you flying a dragon, and the dragon is like a fighter pilot. Pokemon Sword and Shield. Now, I haven't played a Pokemon game since Pearl and... whenever the Pearl series was and all the other games that came side by side with it, because I wasn't playing since the original Yellow. So I don't have too much info on that, except you get to have a bunny. Bunnies are adorable. Get the bunny one.
Yeah, the only one that I played was the blue one. But I've been playing the mobile one.
Pokemon Go?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of my friends are playing that one too. Let me just check the battery here. Yeah, the battery's fine. Yep. Any input, Kasha?
I saw they announced that you can there's the Pokeball accessory.
Yes.
And you can put one of your Pokemon in the Pokeball and take it with you when you go places. And if you take it with you for, I don't know, a certain amount of time or distance or something, then you get a special surprise in game.
Okay, I applaud them for incorporating that. They said that it's supposed to be a controller. I put down Pokeball stroll device, but that's exactly what it is. And they had a demo showing off one of the gym leaders, which is a water type gym leader called Nessa. And you could go and watch it on YouTube, but not right now. You're watching us. Okay, other than that, Pokemon Sword and Shield, for what I ended up seeing on there, they're adding more things, it just kind of ruins the earlier stories for me because they said, we only know of 150 Pokemon, and we have this advanced civilization that we can look at the whole entire world, and oh my god, there's a continent over there with a bunch of Pokemon that we never met, but we have trade and we have interactions with these people, but not about the Pokemon. Because, fuck. It's like they inherited their technology and they're just learning how to use it. Okay, that's coming out November 15th. Moving along, we got Astral Chain. Cyberpunk Pokemon-like with chimeras. If you know anything about chimeras, they're like two animals that are fused together. So you got like a lion with a snake's tail and the beak of an eagle. It looks like a third-person combat coming August 30th, 2019. Any input, guys? I don't know if this is a continuation in a series. If it is, let us know. Empire Sin. I was a little bit interested into this. It is a gangster top-down territory strategy shooter coming out in spring of 2020. The trailer that they had was like bullets flying through a casino, and the bullets slowly crumpling up a paper card, knocking chips over. It's probably not as interesting as that, because the actual gameplay that they showed, it looks like your traditional top-down. Last piece of paper, front and back. And there's like only one thing on the back there. So, moving along. This is not a shocker considering where the series is. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order. It is coming out July 19th, 2019. Didn't get to see any gameplay, but I saw Thanos. And of course you had to get your Blue Boy Grimace in there. You know, if they had Thanos as a playable character, you would totally wreck the game. Because, like, Thanos versus Spider-Man. I don't feel so good. Thanos wins. Want a rematch? I could do this all day. Just snap and unsnap and snap and unsnap. Just like, stop doing that. Fighting game expansion pack is coming out, including Marvel Knights, X-Men. The logo leads me to believe that it's the 1990s version. So I would like to see some, like, Wolverine with his, like, yellow and black and weird fucking head thing. That's gonna be good. And Fantastic Four. Does anybody like the Fantastic Four? I think that you do.
I do. I like all. I don't discriminate. I really don't.
That's good. They need a fan because, like, what's your opinion on the movies, real quick?
I like the newer Fantastic Four movie got a lot of shit, and I think it's bullshit because it was a really good movie.
I have not seen it. I saw reviews for it. I say, like, it looks like an interesting movie, but the way that they shit on it, like, story-wise, there's, like, a lot of old treaded ground and tropes that are in there. But your opinion matters more than mine because I haven't seen it yet.
Like, it's way different than the original movie, like the original story.
Yeah.
But I still enjoyed it.
And, like, at the end of the day, if you have fun, the movie did its job. Let's see. The expansion pack is coming out in fall of 2019, but the game itself is coming out next month on the 19th, July 19, 2019. Any input, Jerod?
No.
Moving along. We got Cadence of Hyrule. Does anybody know of a game called Night of the Necro Dancer? Where it's like a dungeon crawler and you fight enemies to the beat of the game, to the music. So you're like, ching, 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 ching. I do it no justice. Look up Night of the Necro Dancer and then look up Cadence of Hyrule, because you play, it is a Crypt of the Necro Dancer game with, you can also play as Zelda and Link. And that is so fucking adorable. Oh my god. I just, what's up? Oh, just talking to Jerod. Next, not really surprised with this one, and considering of the location and their coverages of all previous events of this type, no longer am I going to stretch this out. This is Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. Since Nintendo is a Japan company, and Sonic and ya boy Mario are both from Japan, you know that they would have an Olympic game featuring your favorite, most utilized furry fanfic character and a plumber from Chicago. Coming out November, I don't know if he's from Chicago, November 2019, there is also going to be online mode. Now, we are going to be doing a rundown of all the things that they had in the montage. So, you got some input?
Yeah. I thought, it was, Mario and...
Sonic.
I thought Sonic was...
Sega?
Yeah.
Yes. And Sega is also
Oh, okay.
from Japan. So, I see where your mind was going. And You may be right, because, like, I think, like, the planet that Sonic is from is, like, not Japan. So, you know what? You got me on a technicality. So we got some kind of furry planet, and we got Chicago. Jersey?
I think he's from Jersey. I can't confirm that for sure, but I think he's from Jersey.
I heard rumors that the inspiration for Mario became a thing because the creator of Mario said that there was a dock worker who worked in Japan who was originally from, like, New York or something. They based it off of him. So, now, this is, like, third information. I am looking this up later tonight and seeing if that's true, but it may be just hearsay. Gonna spit these names like Eminem spits rhymes, or Leanne rhymes. Animal Crossing New Horizon coming out March 20th, 2020. I had a hard time writing 2020 over again. It was like 3 20s, so I accidentally, like, crossed out a couple of 20s. Spyro the Dragon Reignite Trilogy. I imagine that the first original games, Spyro the Dragon, Spyro's Ricto's Rage, and I remember 100%ing that, and you could fly anywhere when you get 100%. But I don't remember what the third one was. But it looks like new graphics were incorporated off of the PlayStation 1 engine. September 3rd, 2019, Hollow Knight Silk Song. You guys remember Hollow Knight? It's a really good game. They say that it was Dark Souls for bugs. So, you get to play as the girl. I'm like, yes, that girl.